Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I've got a little bit of a different kind of video for you, and this is going to be an unboxing of a new tool that I just got. This spray painter over here. Paint sprayer. Probably going to say spray painter the entire video because that's just what I'm going to call it. This is the Amazon Choice Super Finish Max Paint Sprayer. I got this for about 125 Canadian. I got it because I'm going to be redoing a lot of the doors in my house, and I figured this will make my life a lot easier. Also, wouldn't this be perfect for furniture flips? Yeah, I'm very excited for this one. I think I could use it on so many different projects. So let me get started and open this little guy up. So there's only a few things in the box. First, it's the paint sprayer, which comes already fully assembled. My first impression is this cord is a little bit short, but it's all right. I'll use an extension cord. It's not a big deal. And then the next thing that were in the box was this little bag of accessories. We've got a little nozzle, a yellow nozzle. We've got a little cleaning tool over here, and some spray paint tips with the cutest little wrench to put them on. I'm gonna read through these for a little bit because I've never used any of this. You have the actual spray paint gun over here. At the bottom you have the container where you can put all the paint, so that just twists off. And on the actual gun over here, you've got a little knob which is going to adjust the volume of paint that's going to be coming out. And then over here you've got the actual spray nozzle. So there's a few different components to this. You can just twist this off. Okay, so once you twist off the cover over here, you've got an air nozzle, and you've got a little piece with some springs that kind of holds it all together. I'm just gonna put that aside. So this green little tip over here is for latex paint, chalk paint, pretty much your everyday paints. And it can go for like a medium size, so 1 to 6 inches, depending on how wide you set this little volume button to. And red nozzle is the same thing, except it's got a wider spray. So this one has a 10 to 12 inch spray pattern. And when you're doing the wider spray, you have to use the wider nozzle over here. So this is the yellow one. So red tip, yellow nozzle, they go together. And then you also have a blue tip over here, and that one's gonna be for stains, so for like wood projects. And this one also has a 1 to 6 inch radius. Good to know. I'm probably gonna use this in the future, but for now I'm gonna stick with the paint ones. I'm gonna keep the green one in because I think that's a good one to start with. If you ever wanted to change the nozzles, you just use this cute little tiny wrench. Then to put everything back together, you'd have to get this little piece over here. It's got 4 springs in the back. Line it up with these 4 holes over here. Put that in, and then choose your nozzle. So because I'm using the 1 to 6 inch sprayer, I'm gonna use the black nozzle over here. Okay, so the nozzle here that you're putting in can go in a few different directions. I'm gonna show it on the yellow one just because you'll be able to see it easier on camera. If you want a horizontal spray, then you actually put these little 2 protruding pieces vertically. So you would have to put it in like this and then screw it on. If you want a vertical spray, you kind of reverse it. So these 2 pieces actually have to be horizontal. So just opposite essentially. And if you want a round spray, you would just put it in at a 45-degree angle like this. We'll try it with the horizontal spray first. All right, looking pretty good. And it comes with a couple more things. One of them is this little cleaning brush. So with this type of tool, I mean, whenever you're using painting equipment, you have to clean everything, obviously, because otherwise it just pretty much goes to the garbage. For a spray painter, that's gonna be the same thing. You have to make sure to clean it out properly. There's instructions on how to clean it out properly. And it comes with one more thing, which is this little cap, I guess, for this jar if you're starting off a project and you're gonna finish it another day. The last thing to remember with paint sprayers is that whatever paint you use, you just need to thin it out a little bit so that it comes out all even and smooth. And if you have older paint, you can put it through a filter just so that there's no like chunks in the paint, so you don't have any issues with the airflow. So far it seems pretty simple to use. It might be a little bit heavy, and the cord for me is pretty short, but that's fixable. You can get an extension cord, not the end of the world. The heavy thing though, we'll see. If there's a lighter one, I probably would prefer a lighter one, because I can't imagine if this is full with, how many ounces here? This is full with 40 ounces of paint, plus already this guy's pretty heavy. Might make your wrist a little bit tired after a while. Okay, it seems pretty comfortable in the hand. It's a little heavy. It's not a spray paint bottle, you know, but definitely worth it. Because honestly, buying cans of spray paint every time, not exactly cheap. So I'm gonna go try this guy out and I'll show you how it goes. And just an FYI, this is not at all a sponsored product. I bought this on my own off Amazon just to try on my DIY projects. Okay, so I figured if I'm testing out the paint sprayer, I might as well compare it to what a roller looks like and what a paintbrush would look like. I'm gonna test out the brush, the roller, and then 2 sizes of the paint sprayer. This is probably the worst brush to use. It's a really old one, so it left a lot of paint strokes, but inevitably when you use a paintbrush, you will get some paint strokes, just maybe not as bad as these ones. And then when you're using a roller, you typically get that like lightly textured orange peel effect. So I'm gonna move on to the paint sprayer. The instructions didn't really say much about how to thin it out, just saying they have to thin it out about 5 to 15%. So my paint is pretty thick, so I'm gonna go a little bit heavier on the water than I probably would for other paints. Now I'm just gonna mix it up. When you're using the spray painter, you get a more airbrushed effect, kind of like you would from a spray paint can. I think it turned out really good for first try. I feel like painting like this would be literally a quarter of the time, so I'm really excited to try this out on furniture. So I think I thinned out the paint a little bit too much on this one, so I just added in a little bit more paint to this bucket, and then I'm going to change out the nozzle to the red one so I can try out the bigger one over here. I also put in this yellow nozzle and I put it horizontally, so we'll see how that affects the spraying. Definitely a lot wider than I actually expected it to be, and once I put in a little bit more paint so that it was less thin, I think it came out really well. The finish is really smooth. So I'm going to test this out on an actual door right now. I'm spray painting the door for my guest bathroom downstairs. So I'll be using the green tip in combination with black nozzle. I'm going to dilute my paint about 10%. I've got the little bucket that the paint goes in, and there's these markings over here. It goes from 8 ounces all the way to 40 ounces. So if I want to dilute it 10%, I want to go 4 ounces, which I guess is halfway from the bottom to this first marking over here. It's actually not as much water as I expected it to be. And then I'll fill up the paint to the 40 ounce line, and that's it. Just fun to use. It was actually really easy to use. I thought it would be heavy at first, but while I was painting, it was so quick that I didn't even realize. So definitely not something to complain about. The cleanup process is a little long, I'm not gonna lie, but I mean, it's the same with anything with paint. If you want to keep your tools in good shape and you want to be able to reuse them, you have to clean them well. So, you know, nothing new there. Would I recommend this? Yes, definitely. If you're a heavy DIYer, then yes, I would recommend it. If you're just getting it for, you know, a couple of things in your house, maybe it's not worth it. But if you've got a lot of big projects on the horizon, you want to get through them quickly, yeah, I would say this is a good tool. I only used it on one door in this video, so it might not have been so worth it for one door. And I feel like for furniture, so if I'm doing like a furniture flip, a lot of times furniture has like little crevices, just super annoying to get with the paintbrush. Being able to just spray it with this would be amazing. For the first coat of paint on this door, I noticed the paint was a little bit heavy and I was using way too much paint, way more than I had expected. So for the second coat, I adjusted the volume on the nozzle, and I also changed the direction of the nozzle so that it had a vertical spray rather than a horizontal spray, and I think I like that better for this project. So I think it's just about trial and error, finding the right volume of paint and finding the right speed at which to use the paint sprayer for every project. I can't compare it to other paint sprayers because I haven't used any other paint sprayers, but compared to actually just using a regular paintbrush or a roller to do something, I thought this was really, really easy, especially if you've got big projects. So I'm really excited to use this for like a furniture flip. So just using it to paint like an old dresser or something, give it some new life. I feel like it would be perfect for that. All right, so I hope you liked this video, and if you did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more home decor and DIY content. And if you like more videos like this where I review products, just leave me a comment down below. If you've got any product suggestions for reviews, let me know and maybe I'll give it a try. All right guys, thanks for watching and see you next time.